Hey guys, it's Danielle here. Welcome back to our channel, and I have finally got in my hands the infamous JUNO&CO Velvet Sponge. This took a couple weeks to get here, unfortunately, but it was just one of those like small indie companies, and I guess they sent like a little PR package to Tati Westbrook, and she fell in love with the sponge, posted it on YouTube, and then her massive following went nuts, including me, and went and tried to pick up the sponge, because when I watched the video, literally within 10 minutes the website was unavailable, sponges were out of stock. So they were having trouble like keeping up with all the people who wanted the sponges. So I went on about, I would say like 4 days later, and I was able to pick up 2 of these sponges and a couple other things that I'll show you, and then they were so overwhelmed with orders that it took quite a long time to actually ship out and get to my house. But it's arrived. I don't blame them. I'm not gonna like bash them on how long it took, because I can only imagine going from like a small audience to like thousands of orders, and that's amazing. Good for them. I will link their website down below there for you guys, and also I will be giving away a velvet sponge as well. Hopefully I like it. I'm basing my first impressions on Tati's impressions, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use it for the first time and see what it's like, and then you guys will have your chance to have your own. I'll also include some other little goodies with this sponge. While I was on the website, although I guess right now they're known for these velvet sponges, I picked up a pair of lashes. They're Lollipop Lashes, and these were $1. And then I picked up this palette, which is called Peach Dream. It's a 12 eyeshadow palette for $10. Looks like it's got some really nice colors in here. Let me take off the plastic. It's got a mirror on the top too, which is really nice. They're all matte. It looks like there's a little bit of a shimmer one at the bottom here. It's called Prism makeup, by the way. I forgot to say that. Packaging's very nice. Like, it doesn't feel super cheap. So for $10, not bad. And then I picked up a lipstick by Okalan. So on their website, they have, I guess, like these individual brands where you can pick up products, and it's all very, very reasonably priced makeup and lashes. So I was like, well, while I'm here, why don't I order something where I can kind of do more of a full look and see if these cheap products are worth it. So cute packaging. It's very pigmented. Really nice color. It seems very soft. Alright, alright. This is a matte lipstick, so we'll see how that goes too. Alright, so let's start off with what we're all here for. The velvet sponge. This really does feel like velvet. It's almost very firm. It's got that flat edge there, flat edge on the bottom. It's very odd. I don't know. It's weird to describe, but let's just go ahead with some makeup then. Okay, my face is clean. I'm gonna start off with some Smashbox primer. This is just the original primer, my go-to. I'm like sweating today. Okay, so today I think I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet. I'm going to mix in just a tiny bit of the Derma Blend pigment drops because it's just like a tad dark. My tan is fading, so I went and bought some tanning lotion. I was planning on doing it last night but didn't, so that's the issue today. Oh, so I don't know if I have to wet this. Let's read what it says. Says, if you're looking for a more natural airbrush foundation finish, the JUNO Microfiber Velvet Sponge is your go-to. Made with velvet soft microfiber bristles and blah blah blah. Provides buildable coverage fast. So it doesn't say anything about wetting it, and that's all I got. So I guess we'll go in with it dry. I don't know, like what would happen if you wet this? Should I Google it? Okay, so on their website, actually, it says to wet it, squeeze it, and stipple it. So what would have been... Oh, okay, so you can use it wet or you can use it dry. So they're saying that it's good for liquid foundation and concealers wet, and then for powders and blushes and things like that dry. I think they probably should have somewhere included in this to wet it. I know, like, if you're a makeup user, you wet probably all your sponges, but for someone who's a beginner or like we're unfamiliar with this brand, it wouldn't have been like, I probably would have done like half a face dry and half a face wet and then realized after. So anyways, I'm going to go wet this. I'll be right back. So it did expand quite a bit now that it's wet, and it's a lot, it almost feels like softer. So let's go in with our foundation. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to throw this on my face. When I do this though, I sometimes use way too much, and I'm like, come on, why didn't you just put it on the back of your hand? Not be so lazy, but whatever. Okay, so let's go in with the flat side of it. I kind of just have to mix these first. Okay, so the blending process is not going very well. But I can see how this gives a lot of coverage. It is not soaking up the product. So as you can see, I put a lot on because I'm used to like my other sponges soaking it up. This sponge is not moving around the product as much as I would like, but it is really packing it into the skin. I swear to God, every time I sit down to start a video, my dog needs to go outside. Why? Why do you do that? Okay, so I think so far so good, other than the fact that I put on too much foundation. Let's see. Like, it gives you full coverage. I totally forgot that usually you guys have seen before that I'll go in with a concealer when I have really red breakouts and cover them up first to kind of help out the foundation, but I didn't do that, and I don't feel like I need to go back and add anything else. The only thing I'm having trouble with is that it's very hard to move around, and it's not like this foundation is new or anything, and I've never had that issue before. I think it's just the sponge. So it takes a little bit longer to kind of move the product around, but let's take a look at the end result here. Full coverage, absolutely yes. Buildable, I would assume so. I don't need to really go in with it anymore, but I feel like it would be easy to build this. It really packed it into my skin, and then it also claimed to give you more of like an airbrushed finish, which I can also agree with as well. It looks very smooth. I feel like this dried really quickly. I feel the need to go wet it again, but we'll just leave it. So let's try this with some concealer. We'll go in with the good old Shape Tape. This is in the color Light. I feel like I only want to go in with a little bit because of how this worked with my foundation. So let's go in with the other side. This seems to be looking great with the concealer. I didn't use as much concealer as I normally would, but it looks pretty much the same. Alright. So far, loving it. Wow, you guys, this is awesome. I don't have any creasing either. That's a mix of like the product, but also being able to stamp it in very well. I only used a little bit of concealer, and I don't think I need to go back with any more. My foundation is still sitting nicely. This is great. This is so great. Wow. Okay, now I see the hype. So far a fan. Oh my god, I can't wait to pick this up again tomorrow and try it again. But first impressions are like A++. Love this. And even though I kind of put on too much foundation, it still looks really good. Wow, love. I was kind of skeptical at first. Like, I trust Tati's recommendations with everything and anything. I've gone off of her recommendations. I totally agree with, but I was like, a velvet sponge, but love. Going into my top faves. Wow, that's great. All right, let's move on and just put on some powder. I'm just going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm going to put it on a brush, or should I use, I don't know. Like, it says to use it on powders dry, but I feel like this dried really quickly. Let's just try and use a little bit. Oh, wow. Picked up a lot of powder. Ooh, I'm afraid. Okay, not like really what I thought. It like just looked like it picked up so much powder. Okay, I can see how that would work. That would look really good too. You guys already know, like if you've watched my videos before, I'm not a huge fan of using sponges and powder. I think it would work, but I'm just gonna leave it as B and go in with my Sigma F25. Just take a little bit of the translucent powder and set the face. Okay, where are these little hairs coming from? It must be this shirt. I got this new sweater, which I'm like sweating in right now. And it's got like fuzzies here and it's so soft. But I think it's like shedding. I'm going to wash it again. Okay, we're still looking solid even with the powder on top. I'm just going to go ahead and bronze it up a bit and put on my eyebrows. And then we'll be back to start the eyes and break into this. We'll see how it goes. Real talk, I think my butt is sweating. Can that happen? Do you have sweat glands in your butt? Honestly, it's coming off. It's coming off. It's too hot. Okay, brows are on. We are ready to go. I did put some Shape Tape, as you saw, on my lids, but I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the MAC Paint Pot. This is in Painterly. And honestly, just like a tiny bit, just to give a little extra help there. Okay, so first, let's go in. I'm actually just going to set the paint pot with the shade Cobbler in here. Alright, so let's play. Let's see what we want to do. My brushes are dirty per usual. Let's start with a Morphe M441. This is just your typical blending brush here. And we're going to go in with the shade, we need a transition shade. Let's try the shade Pie right here. Tap that in. As I put it in with a brush, there's a little bit of kickback, but nothing terrible. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, not bad. Very true to color. And there's a lot of pigment showing up and it's super blendable. That was easy, no trouble so far. Do that again on the other eye, and I'm just kind of like taking it in the crease and bringing it up. Okay, first shade, good. Let's go in with another blending brush. This time I am using the Sigma E35. And we're going to take, ooh, this is hard. I don't know what I want to do. You know what, we'll go with a more pinky look. Let's take the color Tarte and bring that into the crease as well. And we're going to kind of blend that up with the first color. Bring that right into the inner corner. That's looking nice. Nice color. For $10, I mean, you can't really go wrong at this point. This was one of the palettes, I think I decided to get it because the reviews were a little bit higher than the other ones. Okay, then let's go in with, this is just like an Amazon brush. It's a little bit more firmer, and I'm going to take the color Trifle and I'm going to bring that into the crease, but below the two colors we just put on. I kind of wish there was a shimmer color in here because it's nice to kind of just give that pop in some of your looks. I'm also like a huge fan of shimmers, but that's okay. If you're a huge fan of mattes, this would be good for you, and this would be such a nice palette for the fall. Okay, I'm going to take a Sigma E45. This is just a very small blending brush. I'm going to take that color Crisp right here, which is that dark brown color, and we're just going to press this into the outer corner. Whatever's left, I'm just going to drag a little bit into my crease. Same thing on the other side, pressing it on the outer corner. And then I'm going to drag it in a bit. And then I'm just going to take one of the blending brush we used and blend that in with the other colors. Alright, so far I'm not mad at it. I'm going to take a little bit of some Shape Tape and just kind of carve out the front of my lid because I want to use this light pink color in here and I really want it to show up. So I'm just taking a tiny bit on a concealer brush. I'm going to carve out the front part of my lid. halfway, 3/4 of the way-ish. You just don't want to cover up that dark color that you put on. Same thing on the other side. Carve out this one. Trying to keep them even. I don't do this very often because honestly, like, trying to get these even is a nightmare. So it takes practice, just like anything, but I do love the look of it. Okay, so we will set that again with just a fluffy brush and that first color in the palette. Just give that a quick pat. And like tiny bit. I'm then going to take, this is just a Real Techniques shadow brush, nothing special, and I'm going to take the color Shortcake in here. We're going to see what that looks like. We're just going to press that onto the lid. Okay, very nice, very subtle. It's almost like peachy. Same thing on the other side, just press that in. Concealer helps the color show up more. I'm going to add a little bit more of Crisp, which is that dark color that we used. Okay, now we'll move on to the bottom lashes. I'm just taking that shadow brush again that I got off Amazon. So it's like a rose gold set. Okay, I think it came in 12 brushes off Amazon. They're pretty good. I'll link these down below for you guys. I'm going to take the color Tart, and we're going to run that along our bottom lash line. Then I'm going to take a denser brush. This is just a Sigma E20 soft shader. And I'm going to take that dark crisp color and focus this on the outer half and connecting it with the top. These two, like these colors all mixed, when you mix in this brown color, I was trying to like form a sentence and didn't know what I wanted to say, and I don't think that made any sense, but this dark color, when you kind of like mix it in with the rest, it almost looks very purpley. And then I'm just going to take a blending brush and blend these all together and make sure that it connects nicely with the top shadows here. Alright, I think we're good with shadows. So far, like, I feel like this is something I would pick up again. The colors are very pretty, very different. Not like anything that I own. Let me know if it reminds you of a palette that you own or that you've seen before. But they were really nice. They blended in very nicely. I didn't have any issues with them. And the color payoff is great. I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and go in with that first color again, the cobbler, and just press that into the inner corner. You guys know I love to double film in a day, so not gonna lie, I'm going to do a review on the Beauty Blender Liner Designer. So I'm gonna add some liner to this look, quickly film a little review on this, and I'm going to throw this into the giveaway with the sponge. So I'm going to do my liner, and then I'll see you back here. Okay guys, we are back, and I used the liner designer from Beauty Blender. Make sure you watch the video that will be out after this one to check out what I thought of it, but it turned out well, so there's a little spoiler. What do we need to do now? I put on some blush, liner's done, let's go to lashes. So I got these lashes because they looked similar to a pair of Kiss lashes that I have. They were $1 and they're called Lollipop Lashes. Let's open these up. So obviously it comes in a little case that looks like a lollipop and just falls right apart. Okay. They don't look like anything super fancy, but they don't look like they're terrible quality. I mean, for $1, these are doable. They're very thin. That's okay. We'll add some mascara with them. The band is invisible, which I love. I love having an invisible band. I'm going to take some Duo lash glue. So I'll pop these on and be right back. Okay, so the lashes are on. I haven't put on mascara yet. They're very soft, very subtle. The only thing I'm noticing, and I can't tell if you guys can tell, maybe if I come in like a little bit closer, I feel like I'm wearing two separate lashes. If I look up, so my left eye looks very like pointy almost and long, and then on this eye it looks fuller. So there's that. Yeah, I look like I'm wearing two different lashes, so that's happening. I think there's nothing I can do about this one, so I'm gonna grab some scissors and maybe chop these a bit. I mean, like, it's still noticeable, but not as bad. So lashes, if they were the same, they would be nice for $1. Can't really go wrong there. But because they are two completely different lashes, I would not recommend. I'm just going to throw on some L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Okay, on to our last little goodie here. This is the matte liquid lipstick, and this was $3. So when I swatched this on my hand, it was pretty nice. Let's see how it goes on the lips. And then of course, I won't be able to tell you guys right now like what the longevity of it is or anything. But I'll wait for it to dry and see if it's smudge proof or anything like that. I mean, the colors are very pretty. It's going on very nice. And the brush is nice too, like it's got a little curve to it almost, but it's making it easy enough to apply the lipstick. You know, this is actually a really beautiful color. So I'll let that dry for just a second. And I'm going to set my face with some Kat Von D Lock-It Spray. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's completely transfer proof, but I don't feel like it's just going to slip off my lips. This is something I feel like I would need to reapply, but it is very matte. You know, I'm not a huge fan of matte lipsticks. But for $3 and being a matte lipstick, it feels pretty good. I was expecting it to just like into my lips and just make them super dry and chapped, but before I put this on, I was like, oh, I wish I had some chapstick down here, and I was a little nervous because it says matte on it, but it didn't make my lips feel like tight or dry or anything, so that's good. Okay, that was a lot in one video, so let's just do a quick recap. Sponge. Absolutely recommend the sponge. This is awesome. I'm going to pick this up when I do my makeup tomorrow morning. love it. Love it, love it, love it. Really cool concept. Don't know how it works, not gonna question it. The lashes, no. Like, I'm gonna take these off and I'm gonna throw them into the garbage. The lipstick I would probably pick up because it's a nice color if I just like needed to wear it for a few hours and wasn't concerned if I was like eating or something like that, because I do love the color. But if you're looking for something long wearing or you're going out for the night, I wouldn't recommend. If you're not a big matte lipstick person and you don't want something that feels matte and drying, these would be perfect as well. And then last but not least, the palette. For $10, I was pretty impressed with this palette. I'd be interested in trying something else by Prism Makeup, or maybe just grabbing another palette from the JUNO&CO website, because I think that the overall eye look turned out pretty well. The color payoff was awesome. It was totally blendable. It's not patchy at all. So this was a good steal. Really, it was. So that's it for the video today. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that it was helpful, and enter the giveaway. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. All the instructions will be posted down below, so make sure to push that read more button and enter the giveaway, because this might just outdo the beauty blender. It might. I am so happy. I love when I see like small companies like grow like that. And that's why influencers are important as well, because someone like Tati, who has that huge following, just made that company's day, year, couple of years. Like, this product deserves to be out there in the makeup world. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.